I think for a long time in education, we really focused at very discrete levels. We thought for a long time we could just open up the roof of a school and kind of tinker around inside of it and close the roof down and change would happen. And to some degree, we made some good progress on that. But what we forgot to pay attention to is the fact that schools are embedded in districts, which are embedded in states, which are embedded in countries. So we've really got to start thinking much more carefully around the systems in which schools are embedded. So for example, what can happen at a school can actually be impacted by what happens at the other schools or even the district office. Unless we zoom out and start taking a more systems level, meaning really capturing what's happening in the system, it's going to be really difficult to make long-term deep change. Often in education, we're really obsessed with human capital. Human capital is somebody's knowledge or experience or training, and we pay less attention to social capital. Social capital is the idea about the potential between our relationships. Because at the end of the day, knowledge, expertise, beliefs, values, all manner of things is flowing through networks. And better understanding them, being able to visualize them, and make improvement on them is increasingly important. In organizations, real power and energy is generated through relationships. And the capacity to form those relationships is more important than tasks, functions, roles, and positions. This is a very powerful idea, isn't it? It suggests that we're going to level, that we're going to connect. I think what it suggests is that we've got to evolve from an information ecosystem in which it's all about me and mine to a knowledge ecosystem in which we are interdependent and interconnected. So now we can actually map social terrain in ways that we've never been able to do before. And if we think about the idea about these systems, we have to think about both formal systems and informal systems. Formal systems can be categorized in this manner. And we've all seen these organizational charts before. And what they assume is that there are a bunch of boxes and each box does its own thing. The other thing that it assumes is that there's an all-knowing red eye that is at the very top of the organization. There may be some all-knowing red eyes in the room, so just so you know. But that isn't the way that I think the world actually works. I think the world looks more like this. It's messy. And it's interconnected, and it's not always obvious. And while the all-knowing red eye is prominent in this model, actually that particular individual could be quite marginalized in this different kind of system. So how do we think about formal systems and the way that they interact with informal systems? I'll close with this story. I told you I did my Fulbright in Barcelona. This is a picture of a big festival that happens in Barcelona, all over Catalonia, really. And it's called Human Castles. And human castles are a really amazing thing. This represents the foundation of a human castle, which I'm going to show you in a second. But these people come together, create an interdependent, strong network of relationship. They're connected by their own sense of passion, purpose, and partnership in doing something amazing. And when they come together, they can build something amazing like this. And when I went and I interviewed people asking them about this, I asked the typical question, okay, who is the real key player here? And to a person, they told me there is no one key player. That is a system. And you know you're a part of that system when you feel a person's shoulders in front of you, and in turn, you feel their hands on your shoulders. Up to that kid, that's a 4-year-old or 5-year-old little boy that climbs to the top of this castle, holds up his 4 fingers representing the 4 stripes of the Catalonia flag. I also asked, because I'm afraid of heights, I said, what if the kid freaks out and doesn't want to do this? So it turns out they have a backup kid, which is nice. We should all have a backup kid, I guess. But what's most interesting to me is that they celebrate that young boy even if he freaked out and didn't make it to the top. How do we create systems that honor us when we try something and it doesn't work out? We've got to know we've got hands on our back. And to do this, we've got to be mindful and intentional, and bring ourselves together as a community.